Done. Hey everybody, I'll let you all come on in. Sorry to keep you waiting. We'll just keep letting people come in as they log on. Hello to everyone who's on here already. Just bear with us as we let more people in. We've got a fair bit of interest for the information briefing today. My name's Peter Ellis and I'm the General Manager of Beaten Zone Ventures. We've also got Jake Bostock here and also Taylor, who's admitting everybody as they come on in. So if you can, I'd love to see faces. It's always nice to know who we're talking to in the room. But if you're in an environment where you can't put your camera on, that's totally okay as well. We are going to take some questions at the end, but please do write down any questions you've got. If I'm talking and something comes up, write it down. You can also put it into the chat so that Jake can feed them through and we'll answer them at the end. But we will allow a bit of time at the end, so don't feel that your questions will go unanswered. And there's a couple of, Jake's organised a poll there too that you can answer the questions to. So I'll kick off with a bit of an introduction to what TAC is. We're a venture capital firm that invests in defence technology. So the reason why we do things like TAC and hackathons in general is very much to seed the grassroots activity around innovation, getting involved with defence on the innovation level, working with innovative companies and people who are looking to create solutions in the space. It's probably quite far from where we end up. Well, obviously we invest into technology companies that are looking to scale and grow. This is the very start of the journey. It is more around the ideation stage. It's a great way for people to get involved, to see what the industry is looking for, to meet some people, make connections, network, learn, and basically throw your hat into the ring and give yourself a chance to go and absorb as much information as you possibly can. We have set some parameters for this event in particular, which is going to walk everybody through a process. So you're not going to be logged into a room and having to work it out all on your own. There's a lot of help. There's a lot of resources. There'll be a lot of industry. There's a lot of people experienced in the innovation frameworks to walk you through the process. We've framed this one, and it's called TAC for a reason. So I'll kick into the information on what it is. And if you haven't ever participated in a hackathon before, it is lots of different hackathons happen. They're all framed differently and they can all be run differently and they have different themes. This one is framed around the ATAC devices. So it is going to be running across 3 days, August 22 from Friday, August 22, 23 and 24. We'll be kicking off halfway through in the afternoon on Friday. And then we'll be having working through into the evening, and I'm going to run through the time frame towards the end of this presentation to give you an idea on what's actually required if you do get involved time-wise. It is ideal to be there for the whole time. Otherwise, you won't get the benefits of the entire event if you're going to be just sort of lobbing in and out. There is an opportunity to come along on the Friday afternoon to look at the presentations, hear from industry, look who's showing up, and hear what's going on, and then coming back on the Friday afternoon for the final presentations. And I'll run through what the difference of participation looks like. But if you're looking at participating, being a part of this, forming a team, the requirement is to be there from Friday to Sunday. It's more you'll be letting down your team if you're not there for parts of that. So it's a 3-day tactical innovation hackathon that brings together veterans, operators, engineers, creators, and technologists to solve real-world operational challenges that use the ATAC, which is the Android Team Awareness Kit platform. I'm going to just jump over to Jake for a minute, who will give you a little bit more of an industry's perspective on what the ATAC platform is.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you for everyone for joining this today. So for anyone that's not aware, TAC, it's a system developed by the US DoD. It's many things, but essentially it's a situational awareness tool, geographical mapping tool, blue force tracking, so essentially tracking where your mates are. Also, you can be able to track or and know where potential enemies or threats or unknowns or other sort of things that you want to know that are in the battle space. But it's also used across law enforcement, public safety, search and rescue, and other sort of use cases, particularly in the US and across other allies. Not so much used in Australia. Hopefully, be used more and more. It's a great tool, as I said, and there's many people in this call that have used TAC before. You can use it on iPhone. You can use it across Android. It's probably the most common ATAC, Android Team Awareness Kit or Tactical Assault Kit, depending if you're using it for civilian or military use cases. Anyone can download CivTAC through Google Play or the Apple Store. But yeah, that's sort of a quick rundown. I'll put a link through the chat in a minute for our public TAC hack page, which has more links to more information around TAC and such. Thank you.
Yep. Awesome. Thanks, Jake. And look, we've got a website and I will direct you to that at the end so that you can go on at any time and get more information on anything that we speak about here today. But also there's a lot of more information there on the ATAC platform, how it's used. And like I said, there's a lot of publicly available information too. If you wanted to go down that rabbit hole and do your own research, there's a lot of links and information that we have for you to do that. So basically the event is for veterans, current and serving, ADF members, first responders, public safety professionals, engineers, developers, designers, students, innovators, startup founders, defense, small to medium enterprise business owners, tech startup students. Basically, if you want to get involved, then dive right in and get involved. Of course, it's going to attract a certain type of person who is interested in this. There are lots of people from industry who are keen to look at doing things differently, and this is a great way to do that. So basically, if you have an interest, we encourage you to get involved in one format or another, whether it's participating, coming along, having a look, getting involved as an industry partner or potential sponsor, or there's opportunities to get involved for volunteers and help on our organising committee as well. If you're more interested in the event side of things, there's an opportunity to get involved with us as a team as well. There is going to be a lot of industry there. This is the first one we've done. We plan on doing more. So of course it's definitely going to grow over time, but it will be an opportunity to connect with industry, meet with users. So you've got people from military, law enforcement, public safety, and more, ones we haven't even discovered yet. And there will be those people from those sectors who'll be presenting on some of the industry problems. They will be sharing what the industry is facing, how they would like to see some solutions, not defining the solution in particular, because that's up to you if you're a participant to do that. Share what's needed public safety wise. And there will be people there to walk you through the process on innovating, testing the market, looking at, iterating ideas, pivoting, walking through different frameworks, validating concepts. So there's going to be a lot of mentors available to you. If you are interested in becoming a mentor, we are keen to hear from you. And definitely an opportunity to, if you wanted to challenge your thinking in the industry, it's probably a great way to do that and surround yourself by people who do this on an everyday basis. Now, as far as the event itself, I'm going to walk you through what a typical few days looks like. So I'm having trouble with my mouse moving on screen here. Across the 3 days, the first day is half day. So we will look at, first of all, the venue is the precinct in Fortitude Valley. It's the Advanced Queensland Startup Innovation Precinct, based in between the Valley Mall and Chinatown Mall for your location awareness. There is a big stadium. We will have seating. We have enough seating to take about 150 people. I'd love to see 100 people sitting in that Stair Stadium on the Friday afternoon to listen to our industry professionals talk about different problems that the industry is facing. We will be painting the picture of what's going to happen across the weekend and invite teams to get involved. We will have a bit of an overview on the ATAC platform. Jake has touched on that briefly today, but we're going to go into it in a lot more depth. There will be devices there for you to look at. There is going to be a lot of industry showcasing products in use so that you get an idea. If you have no idea how any of this works, but you're keen, you know you've got the skills, you're interested in getting involved, it's a great introduction to see how some of these things are working, because there is lots of people who already have solutions in the market, and they'll be showing us, there'll be some demos, and we get to see things in how they work and how they get applied in the real world, which will be an awesome experience. We will give you an overview of how it works. There will be teams formed. So how this works is, the concept of joining a hackathon is to come along, plug into a team, work on solutions across the weekend. The question often gets asked, can you do it alone? You absolutely can, but it's going to be much harder. So you're encouraged to join with other people, form a team, work as a team on the solution across the weekend, and then you pitch your final solution as a team. If you already have a group of people and you want to bring a team in, that's okay too. We don't like teams bigger than 5 people. Just because it gets tricky. We've done enough hackathons to learn that 1 is not enough, and 5, more than 5 is too many. Somewhere in the middle there is a sweet spot, and there'll be lots of people around to help you form those teams, find the right people to work with across the weekend, whether you're technical, whether you're from industry, whether you're business minded, all of those skills are complementary. And we do encourage you to form teams with those complementary skill sets. A whole team of developers will be amazing, but you'll have some gaps. A whole team of business minded people will be also amazing, but you're going to have some gaps in capability. So we look to sort of mix it up so you get the right mix and you can execute well and fast across the weekend. On the second day, which is going to be the Saturday, we have the full day from 9 o'clock in the morning right through to 9 o'clock at night. So you'll be coming in. There will be structure throughout the day. You'll have time to work as a team in the workspaces, structured throughout the day with a few sessions where we have mentors coming in, working with you and your team specifically. We'll have people delivering some insights and relevant workshops on either tech or industry-specific information that you're going to need to know. And then on the Sunday, the type of workshops that will be delivered, it will be more around how to frame your final pitch, how to use the technology. We've got some partners involved already who are going to work with us that will enable you to present your concepts for the Sunday for the final pitch and demonstration. The Sunday final pitch and presentation will be happening at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it is going to be open to the public. So if you wanted to come along and see what people had built across the weekend, there's different types of tickets that you can purchase for that as well. So there's tickets for the Friday night, there's tickets to participate as a team the whole weekend, and there's tickets to attend on the Sunday just to come and watch the final presentations. So probably for industry partners and sponsors, that's a great way to go to see what was actually built and developed across the weekend. Now, in terms of what it is you're actually going to be working on, we do give you some guidelines and to frame up what a potential scenario could look like. It is also open. So if you've got an idea and you've already been using the ATAC platform and you're aware of an industry challenge that needs to be fixed or might need a solution, it is open for you to work on those kinds of things. However, if you've never done this before, think of this like a bit of a guideline on if you wanted to think of what a challenge statement might be and you're an amazing problem solver and you love tackling a real world problem, this is one that you can work on. It's one that we've sort of framed the event around and looking at how might you use TAC to better enable allied warfighters to deconflict offensive support assets and gain better situational awareness during the dynamic clearance of a large urban structure. Or in everyday language, it's framed or reframed as what application or plugin can you develop to allow a team of 30 people to safely and effectively check every space within a large facility, shopping centres, universities, campuses, stadiums, casinos, airports, etc., to check for threats and people in need of assistance. So if you don't know what to work on, this is something that you can work on. If you've already got an idea what you want to work on, great, it'll be welcomed. But this is definitely something that is needed, that we're happy to support you in. Industry will be there to support you in all areas of this as well. And that's the challenge statement that you'll also find on our website to help frame up what really is possible in this space and some solutions that are needed. And there'll be lots of demonstrations there to help you unpack that as well. If you're looking to get involved more of an industry side of things, as a sponsor, there is some sponsorship opportunities here. This deck can be sent to you, and if that's the case, please email us and we can get the sponsorship deck across. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I will quickly highlight it because I'm aware there's industry partners on the call here today. But anything from our gold sponsorship right through to our community level. One of the benefits that I wanted to highlight in particular today is that as an industry partner, you get to present an industry problem. So if you have an industry problem or something that is specific to the sector that you're operating in and you would love people to come up with a solution for it, becoming a sponsor so that you can present that to the group is a way to put your problem out to very smart people in a room who are hungry to solve problems and come up with solutions. That's a great way to get involved. So let us know if you wanted more information on how to become a sponsor and support us in the event in that way, right down to community level, which is literally feeding people. So for the whole weekend, we provide food and snacks and beverages for the participants so we can get them to focus on coming up with solutions for the entire event and not need to think about feeding themselves. So from coffees and snacks and breakfast, lunch and dinners, it'll all be provided, including some drinks and welcome drinks and snacks on the Friday kickoff event, plus also the Sunday final pitch event as well. This is what a typical day looks like, kicking off mid or afternoon on the Friday from the 2 to 2:30 right through to 8 o'clock at night. Saturday is the longest day that you will encounter. It'll feel like 3 days in one. And Sunday's also long, from 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock, the final presentation. And then we will obviously have judges on board. We will have another keynote presenter on the Sunday as well as the Friday, and then we'll wrap it up in the afternoon, on the Sunday afternoon. So if you're looking to participate, this is the kind of time commitment that will be required from you. And if you're only there for a part of that, just remember that you're working in a team and just consider how that would play out in a team environment. And if you're looking to support as a mentor, there's certain time slots. Jake has a lot of information on that, and we've got some sign-up forms on our website, and you can actually put your name down for certain time slots if you're looking at getting involved as a mentor or an industry partner. There is different ways you can do that. Volunteers and event organisers, as you can see, there's a lot of empty space here. We would love more heads, not just Jake and myself on this slide. We do have, and I apologise for those people who have signed up already and we just haven't got your headshots yet, but this slide should be super colourful with lots of different people to come and help us organise these events and get involved and volunteer. And look, out of all the events and hackathons that I have organised in the past, it is a great way to get a handle on how to innovate and how to watch other people and to learn a lot from the industry partners that come on board, and to learn from the specialists who come and deliver workshops. And if that's a nice bridge for you and you're not ready to participate yet, but you sort of want to be around this space and get involved and meet people, it's a great way to sort of dip a toe in the water, but not be too committed and get involved. And if time commitment is a challenge for you for the entire weekend, it could be a way to still get involved and be part of something. And you'll learn a lot and a very rapid period of time. So as far as the formality of the presentation, that's all that we've got today on the slides. I'm just going to hop out of this presentation screen and come back to you all face to face so I can see. There is also, Jake, do you want to drop the link to the Notion site into the chat so that everyone can see? If not, the QR code on the screen will also take you to the website as well, which has a lot more information on the event, lots of Q&A on there as well.
Yep. So I've dropped the for everyone's awareness, I've dropped in the link in the chat to the Notion page, the event public page. I've also put in the events at beanzone.vc email in there for anyone that's interested in potentially sponsoring. And as Peter said, apologies to the people in this call that have registered as mentors and volunteers. We've had numerous volunteers and mentors. We just need to actually put them on that slide pack. And thank you very much for all the people who have registered for that. The only other thing I'll cover off on is the security aspect, obviously noting this is a defense-related event. I know most names in this call, but yeah, just for eligibility, you'll see in the frequent asked questions, also terms and condition. We require everyone to be an Australian citizen or a permanent resident of Australia to participate in the hackathon, whether that's an actual participant, a mentor, or a volunteer. But that's just something I'll just throw out there real quick. We'll have security for the event as well for anyone that's cognizant of that and needs those requirements as well.
Was there any questions there that we need to run through? I couldn't see the screen. Did you see anything? Nope.
No questions. Does anyone have any questions? Feel free to raise your hand as well. We have a few minutes left in the call. We might be able to take any vocal questions. One just came through actually. Here we go. Would it be appropriate to volunteer and participate? Peter, I'll leave that to you.
Not really, only because the requirement of participating is full on, and you'll be deep into ideation mode most of the weekend, and you won't have time to help us out with the volunteering side. It is heavy on the logistics. So we're talking room setups, wayfinding for people coming in and out of the building, welcoming our mentors, showing them which room to go to connecting with teams, managing the catering deliveries and those sort of things. So you really don't want to leave your team to help us out with that. And we should have enough of both to allow you to participate. And if you're thinking of both, I would encourage you to participate rather than volunteer. There will be other things that if you want to get involved, for sure. There'll be other events that we host or other industry partners host you can get involved with. But if you've got the opportunity to participate, I would encourage you to do that.
And just to add that as well, for numbers wise, we're at about 65, 70 participants registered so far, and about 10, 15 volunteers, 10, 15 mentors as well. So just as a gauge too, but yeah, I definitely agree with Peter there. If you can participate, definitely participate. Yeah, thanks.
Yep.
We got another one here from Matthew. Just disappeared.
I did see it pop up. It was around IP. Right,
yes,
IP.
Hi, Peter, Jake. How are you thinking? Any IP that's developed or shared during the event?
So normally, with any sort of hackathon or startup weekend, if you form a team, it is encouraged that if you are concerned, if you've got your own IP and you're concerned about sharing it with team members, then don't bring it into the event. If you come up, the idea is for a team to come up with ideas and solutions across the weekend that the whole team is involved with. It always is a tricky one, but it is considered that the whole team has ownership of the IP as such, but those things can be nutted out, how it's all fleshed out across the weekend. There's going to be a lot of mentors and assistants around to help you talk through if those sort of things get tricky. And I would use it as a learning experience. If you have something that you're working on yourself, and this is maybe not the right environment to bring it into, use the experience of participating as a learning experience so that you would know what to do with your own idea outside of this event in particular. But normally the IP is owned by the teams, and how you manage that within your team is up to you on the weekend. If it's something that industry is looking to, if it's an amazing solution that an organisation wants to use, then you want to look into commercialise it, they're discussions you can have afterwards. But it's quite rare for something to be fully formed in 2 days and be at that stage to have that level of a conversation. It's more of a let's plant the seeds, let's come up with some hacked together solutions. They will not be polished and shiny. It'll be the rawest version of anything, but that's the whole idea, is to ideate rapidly, test solutions rapidly, make them, break them, find out what works, and see what industry is interested in and taking it from there.
Thanks, Peter. We have one more question here, and then just got one from Andrew. I've just unmuted you, Andrew, so after this one, feel free to jump in. From Annette, are there any other events, opportunities for networking happening that week for our tenants continue coming up? Great question. I plan to run the Brisbane DIN on that Thursday, which is the 21st, I believe. So if you come up on the Thursday, the DIN will be ideally that Thursday night, if nothing else happens for another night that month.
And Jake, for people not in the industry, what's DIN?
Defence Industry Networking. So and we've actually got Greg in the call, I can see from Perth, runs a Perth DIN. Can't see anyone else in the call from any other DINs at the moment. But essentially it's an informal networking group held across the country and sometimes overseas at pop-ups, just for industry to network. So whether you're defense industry working in defense, or you're for adjacent industry, you want to work in defense, you're a veteran, transitioning defense member, academia, what have you, you can welcome to come along. It's just for informal networking essentially. So I hope that answers your question, Annette. We will be also hosting a mixer / pitch training evening 2 or 3 weeks out from the actual event for people in Brisbane, or if people want to come up for that. But that'll be in Brisbane as well. I'll just get Andrew, if you want to unmute your mic, you can ask your question. Yep.
Oh, thanks, mate. I just threw it in the chat anyway, but are there going to be any servers available for testing or sensors or devices for integration?
Great question. So we'll have a dedicated TAC server. We've also in talks with a large US organization to have one of their systems in use for it as well. For sponsors, we have various industry sponsors and partners, which will bring in systems for people to plug into and that sort of stuff. If you have things that you want to bring along, please just shoot an email through events@beatonzone.vc, and we'll just case by case basis with industry partners. But we encourage people to bring along things, to sensors and things to plug in as well. Yeah. I think that's all the questions we have that I can see. Perfect timing. We might call it there, Peter. There's no more final questions.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for joining, everyone, and please do follow up with any further questions and look onto the website. We're updating it daily. So as new partners and volunteers and sponsors get on board, and any other question and answers that you ask us, we'll put the answers up there for everyone else's benefit as well.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Have a great week.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.